lesbian, gay, bisexual, transsexual people, they don't like the term queer.
We don't like the term queer, do we? Now, look, I can only speak for the bisexual people because I'm bisexual. In fact, no, I can't even speak for all of the bisexual people. I can speak for myself.
I think that horrible haircut and half a beard is doing all the talking for you, because honestly, I cannot even listen to anything you're saying.
I do not mind the term queer whatsoever.
Wait, is the half beard, half bald head thing because you're bi? Like because you're half a brain?
I need to be very clear with the community about something. There are some people that you do not need to speak rationally to. Get out of her comments with that rational, oh, trans people have been in the community. No, just tell her to shut the fuck up.
If your brain is as slanted as your nose ring, we're gonna have a major problem here.
She doesn't need to be rationalized to, she needs to be bullied.
There it is, the party of love and acceptance at its best. You had to leave work because you were misgendered. And bitch, you are living in New York City. Let me tell you something.
What is honestly really weak is sitting here talking and demeaning somebody's mental health. This person needed time, space for a mental health day, and you're sitting here demeaning them.
This is the equivalent of yesing a friend to death. Yes, you are valid. Yes, you are perfect in every way. Yes, you don't have to grow or change at all. No, that's not the truth. Maybe you're not perfect. If you have to call out of work for being misgendered, guess what? You still have to go to work just on yourself.
First of all, I don't understand why you're still in the conversation of trans issues when you are not a trans person and all your content is just ignorance and hate.
Isn't the T a part of the LGBT? I mean, you guys go absolutely nuts when we say LGB and not the T. Either way, I get to have a say, but especially because this is an attachment issue. If I actually didn't give a shit, I would just make fun of these types of people. But instead, what I do is I call out the bad behavior and do my best to help people grow from it.
To be misgendered daily, to be called the wrong name and the wrong pronouns is demeaning as f***. Like, what don't you get about that? Oh wait, you're cis, so you don't get it.
I literally get called things I don't like every 5 seconds of the day, okay? It's what being on the internet is. I mean, here I am reacting to an entire video of people hating on me. But I'm able to do that because I understand how real power works. Real power means you don't allow other people's words to upset you. Here's the spiritual sense for this video. Power versus ego. Standing in your power means you've addressed the wounded part of you that needed healing, and you're able to step into yourself even deeper. The true self is driven by a deep sense of truth. The everyday self, or the ego self, is driven by the ego, the unending demands of I, me, and mine. My identity, my validation, my feelings. The true self is at peace. The ego is easily agitated and disturbed. The true self is love. The ego is lacking love and seeks it from outside sources. Left 5 years ago and...
Yeah, people, this is just a warning. There's a whole bunch of people on here who are getting paid by the Republican National Committee to say they're form of this and form of that. And so don't you guys just think it's kind of fishy? Yeah, please stop lying. The misinformation is big with this one.
This is actually one of the funniest things that I've been accused of as of late, being paid to promote President Trump or the Republican Party. As I've said in numerous videos before, I have lost tons of sponsors. I'm no longer invited to places like VidCon or Playlist Live or Buffer Festival. I've lost hundreds of friends, brand deals, management companies will no longer represent me. As we've been able to prove, it is actually the far left that has content creators that are paid to promote Kamala Harris. And we see this over and over and over again on TikTok with people saying that they're getting emails from companies that are promoting the Harris Walls campaign that's going to pay them $150 to post a positive review of them or a negative review of Trump.
Because his penis won't grow anymore, like, it does damage. He went...
Hey, let's debunk some of the things that this turf is spreading because, what the fuck? First and foremost, that person that's crying in the video is incorrect. Puberty blockers don't stop your genitalia from developing or forming, and it does not stop it from growing. All it does is stops your body from producing the testosterone and estrogen needed to make puberty happen.
Incorrect. This is the reason why one of the most famous transgender kids of all time, Jazz Jennings, had an issue with her bottom surgery. She literally says it herself in an episode. ABC News even covered this. She previously opened up to ABC News about her gender confirmation surgery, revealed the process wasn't exactly seamless. Season 5 revealed that Jazz's surgery was a bit more complicated than others. Because of hormone blockers, she didn't have enough penile skin to create a vagina. Literally, it would have taken you like 2 to 3 seconds to like actually look into this.
Years later, reaching the operating room would come with obstacles. That surgery complicated because of those hormone blockers.
Being on the blockers is something that I don't regret at all. The only, downside to it was that I didn't have enough growth down below. It was very challenging to find a doctor, a surgeon who was willing to perform the operation on me just because I'm such a difficult case.
About correcting other people.
I'm so sorry I fought for gay rights.
Oh man, I got 2 for the price of 1 this time. Thank you so much for telling us exactly who you are.
Duper's delight. Remember that video? Fake ass smile. Confirmed.
We appreciate the fact that you were basically stating that you would rather be pushed back into the closet, live in fear, be forced to marry a man or someone that you don't love, and, just pop out babies and live without no rights, live with prosecution and the possibility of being right out of existence. You would rather have that than support the T community who is fighting to have those rights, because right now we are being prosecuted.
Okay, first of all, someone doesn't understand sarcasm. Also, someone doesn't understand double negatives and rules in the English language, but that might be a little bit petty.
And right now we fear for our lives. I'm going to tell you something. As a child, I identified as a cis woman. You know what didn't stop any of the kids and any of the adults from being assholes is the fact that I identified as a cis woman and was never in the queer community at that time. And they still misgendered me. You know why? Because it was a way to hurt people. It was a way to demean them and make them feel like less than human.
I got misgendered literally all the time as a kid. I was the only girl on an all-boys hockey team. When I wasn't doing that, I was dressing like a boy. I always wore boy clothes. I didn't like my body. I didn't feel comfortable in my body. I was a tomboy. Guess what never bothered me? Being misgendered. Because I'm not a little bitch who allowed idiots to upset me.
If you all hate us, then it's no problem if they hate us. And morally, you should know that you're just feeding into the demon that wants to out of existence, wants to yeet the trans community out of existence. And by feeding into that, you are the problem.
Why do I get the strange feeling that this specific person would be like really, really good at being really, really bad on stage at like a slam poetry night in like Williamsburg, Brooklyn, where there's like 3 people in the audience and all these people are their friends?
Do you think you're safe? Do you think they will stop? Do you think that you will have your rights like you do now? No. Because they want to get rid of us.
Actually, we were doing quite fine until you guys came along and messed it all up for us. This is from the LGBT organization GLAAD. They said, we are also seeing a slight dip in support. It's a major dip in support for LGBTQ rights, down from a record high of 84% a year ago. Gee, I wonder why. I mean, could it be because of shit like this or this? No, it must be this. I gotta end this video on a positive note with a trans TikToker that I follow that is hilarious. She nails it. Listen to this.
Non-binary is just a more confusing way of saying gender non-conforming. It's vague, and it's purposely vague. So it leaves a lot of room for you to be able to define it in any way that you choose. But also because it's really not very easily understandable, it allows people to come off in an ethereal way. And that's attractive to people, to come off as this fathomless, ethereal being that is above, so far above the, construct of gender. And so is it really a surprise that every non-binarian has an unnatural hair color, has a blue, purple, pink hair color? Because they're telling you, I'm not one of you. I'm something unreachable, untouchable, unattainable.
This actually just further proves my point of this entire concept not actually being born from self-love, but rather from self-rejection. Not feeling worthy enough as is, even with that ugly ass hair color. Instead, you need to put others down to make yourself feel better. You need others to validate you to feel whole. And we're gonna end it there because I feel like we're ending on a good, growth, positive mindset. If you did not see the very first episode of my brand new podcast with my friend Jen, we posted it last Sunday. I'll have the link in the description below. It's a really good first episode. We speak to somebody that is directly involved with crime and safety issues, which, as we know, is a major contributing factor to people voting for either Trump or Kamala in the upcoming presidential election. Other than that, if you want to follow me on TikTok, I will also have the link in the description below. Definitely go and do it because there's a ton of content I post there that I don't post here. Other than that, I will see you guys back here next Sunday with a brand new video. Until then, I love you. Love yourselves. Peace out. Bye.